Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick video today, talk about Japanese beetle and Japanese beetle control, because if you see populations of Japanese beetles on your property and you're like me, you've got a big garden and crops, I think it's about 300 or 400 different species of plant that Japanese beetles will eat on, and they can do a lot of damage in a short time. So the quicker you get it under control, the better you're going to be. So the beetles come out of the ground sometime late June. Now, I first saw them up here by the house on my roses, and I knew they were here, so I went ahead and got my beetle trap on the other side of the garden set out, and I just put this trap in right here beside me. And I got another one I'm putting in up here at the muscadine vineyard. And but the beetles come out of the ground sometime late June, early July. You'll start seeing them around, and they come out and they start feeding and breeding. Now, if you look on the plant, you see a bunch of Japanese beetles bunched up together. They're on there eating and breeding. The females breed, they go back in the ground, lay eggs, they come back out, they eat, breed, back in the ground. I think during their life cycle, one beetle will lay about 40 eggs. Well, they lay the eggs a couple inches below the ground. They turn into the white grubs that you see, and which is the larval stage. They go from there throughout the rest of the summer and winter. The larva turns into the pupa stage, and then into the adult stage, where they come back out again next June. So people say, you know, you control the grubs in your yard and put all this poison on your yard and kill the grub worms, you won't have the Japanese beetles, but you're still going to have Japanese beetles. So they're going to come in, they're going to still come in your yard. So the best thing to do is try to control the population the best you can. I usually put my traps somewhere around 15 feet or so away from the garden. Don't put them in your garden. You don't want to attract them to the garden. You want to attract them away from your garden. And you know, however big your property is, you might need more. I'm gonna put one here. I got one on the other side, and I'm gonna put one up here at the vineyard and see how that goes. I've noticed a big decrease on the beans over here since I put that one out. But best thing you can do is just try to control the population, because they've been around in the United States since probably around 1915, and I can promise you they're not going anywhere. So we'll go over here and look. I got a bag hanging there, I think, that's been there for 3 days, so we're gonna go look at those, and I'm gonna change that bag out and give you a tip to save you a little money, and hopefully you can get your beetles under control. So let's go over here and look at this other beetle trap. Alright, so we're over here. This trap, I changed that bag out, I guess it's been 3 days ago I changed this bag out. You can see the amount of Japanese beetles are in that bag. I mean, there's a lot in there. So you see what you got, the plastic part that the bag hangs from. Right here you got your floral scent and your pheromone to attract the male and the female Japanese beetles. So these beetles, the traps, I think they usually come with maybe one refill bag, one of these type bags right here. The one thing is, if you let these bags get full, and by the time that bag gets filled up, and the Japanese beetles that have been in the bottom of that bag, they're going to really start stinking. So, you know, you need to change these bags out. Once that smell starts smelling like a pile of dead beetles, the beetles are going to quit coming to that bag. Once you change that bag out and you see the amount that all of a sudden start flying in there, but these bags, you can go buy the refills. Like I said, they're about I don't know, $5 or $6 probably for 2 or 3 bags. So, you know, if you want to spend $5 or $6 for 2 or 3 plastic bags, you can do that. But what I like to do is I take a gallon Ziploc bag, I cut the bottom off. You can use a zipper, this is just a Ziploc type, but you can use a knife or whatever you got. I've got one of these hole punches. Just go on the side where the seam is. Go down all the way down in there, punch you out a hole. Come on the other side. Punch your hole, and one in the middle on the front, and one in the middle on the back. So you got your 4 holes. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a piece of string and tie this bag off up here before I take it off to make sure what I got in there doesn't escape. So now that bag's tied up and sealed. I can take that bag off, and you can empty that, or you can feed it to your chickens, or if you don't have chickens, just throw it in the trash, whatever you want to do with that. Compost it, I don't know, but anyhow, cut you a piece of string, and go ahead and stick your bag on here. Find your 4 holes that you made in the bag. So you got your bag on there, your 4 holes. Now if you just left it like that, the beetles will go in there, they might come back out, but your bag's going to end up blowing off because there's nothing to hold it on there. So I just take a piece of string up here, a little bit down from the top, and I'll tie that loosely to make kind of like a funnel, leave a hole there so the beetles can drop down in. And go ahead and tie that. And there you go. You can buy a whole box of Ziploc bags for a couple dollars. So, you know, if you want to spend the money and buy 3 bags for $5 or $6, and go ahead. But this way, you can keep your bags empty more often. You're not spending a lot of money, so that'll save you quite a bit. But once you empty that bag and you don't have the smell of the old beetles in there, they'll really start coming in here. And you'll see them, they'll fly in and just start dropping down to the bottom, and they can't get back out. So when I put my T-post in, I usually like to, this is a little low, but I usually like to put these about chest high. So it's got a T-post, whatever kind of wire, you can use a coat hanger or a T-post clip, whatever you got. Just make you something on your T-post to hang your trap from, and get a couple of these out. You should start getting your beetles under control. And like I said, sometime about the end of July, they're usually died off. The females, once they've done breeding for the season, they die. I don't know how long they live, but usually sometime around the end of July, they're pretty much gone. But during the time they are here, they can do a whole lot of damage. And So I just wanted to show you what I do. Like I said, put the traps, you know, 15, 20 feet away from your garden, and keep your bags changed. Don't let them get too full. And now people said you can save these pheromone packs at the end of the year, put them in a Ziploc bag. I've never done that. I'll just go out and buy new pheromone pack refills and put them on the traps. You know, the plastic part's going to last you. I buy a whole box of bags at a time. They got all different brands of these, so you know, I guess one brand, they're all about the same. They all work. So I hope this helps out. If you like this, hit the like button, and go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to hit the notification bell, that'll just notify you when we come out with new videos. So I hope you enjoyed this. God bless, and enjoy your garden.